good evening, good day. I am Irish Jade Vidal from 11 Macro-Hill, and I am going to discuss to you about social thinkers. Okay, social thinkers are individuals in society who can be regarded as forefronts and visionaries towards the improvement of society in a particular time. So, social thinkers, sila yung mga taong may nagpapakilala ng mga panibagong social ideas, mga philosophy, na makakatulong sa society natin or sa paglago natin bilang isang bansa. So, they are people who introduce new social ideas that social think and new social ideas, like what I said, and those social ideas contributed towards the advancement and enrichment of social and political thought. So, in the Philippines, there are numerous social thinkers. They are very famous, so let's introduce some. First is Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal, whom is also our national hero, is considered as one of the greatest social thinkers during the 19th century. Noong, siyempre, si Jose Rizal nabuhay siya noong Spanish era natin, noong isa tayong colony ng Spain. So, he is seriously so brilliant. Even Jade Alatas even considers him as the first systematic social thinker in Southeast Asia because his writings can be used as basis of sociological theories and concepts. So, Jose Rizal is an ophthalmologist by profession. He is a doctor of the eyes. Rizal is also a writer and a key member of the Filipino propaganda movement La Liga Filipina. Actually, he is the founder of that said movement, and which advocated peaceful political reforms for the colony for Philippines under Spain. So, he was executed by Spanish colonial governments for the crime of rebellion after an anti-colonial revolution inspired, they said, by his writings like Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. His novels, those novels are so broke out. Though he was not actively involved in its planning or conduct, he is widely considered as one of the heroes when the revolution happened. So, until the very end, Jose Rizal stayed as a pacifist, as someone who wants peaceful revolution or reform. He did it by writing, of course, by using his pen. There is actually a quote saying, "Pen is actually mightier than a sword." So, our second social thinker is Andres Bonifacio, the foremost Philippine revolutionary who organized the KKK, which spearheaded the 1896 revolution against Spain. Dito na rin, syempre, kasama rin si Rizal, di ba? Isa rin si Bonifacio sa mga na-impluensyahan ni Rizal sa kanyang mga nobela. Actually, Andres Bonifacio was a pure boy. He is from a pure Filipino family during the Spanish era in the Philippines. And that's made him aware of all the injustice that is happening towards the Filipinos. So, Bonifacio wrote poetry and even became a stage actor in Moro. But he later became a Mason and a sworn enemy of Spanish authorities. He became a member of La Liga Filipina, an organization founded by Jose Rizal upon his return from Europe. But when Rizal was deported to Dapitan, making La Liga practically dead as an organization, Bonifacio was the one who organized it again and it into KKK, ANB, or Kataas-taasang Kagalang-galangang Katipunan ng mga Anak ng Bayan. This organization spread rapidly in 1894 in many parts of the Philippines. In May 1898, he felt that he was about ready to lead a successful revolt. However, before he could act, the Katipunan was discovered by the authorities. But actually, hindi sila nahuli. More than 1,000 Katipuneros assembled with him at Pugad Lawin, Caloocan on August 23, 1896 and tore their cedulas. Cedulas is yung mga nagpapatunay na isa silang mamamayan ng Spain. Okay, then Bonifacio presided the conference to establish the Republic of the Philippines, the first Republic of the Philippines, but he died because of dispute over presidency against Aguinaldo, Emilio Aguinaldo. So, the third social thinker is Emilio Jacinto, which is called as the utak ng Katipunan or the brains of the Katipunan. After dropping out of college at the age of 20, Emilio joined the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society. This was a group whose objective was to gain Philippine independence from Spain in 1892. Jacinto became the secretary, directly reporting to the leader of the Katipunan. He also became the chief advisor on fiscal matters concerning this secret society. In addition to these duties, Emilio also wrote the society's newspaper The Kalayaan under the name Dimasa Ilaw. And he was also the one who wrote the famous Kartilya ng Katipunan, the guidebook for members of the Katipunan. Okay, the fourth social thinker we have today is ang dating presidenteng si Manuel L, who is the first president of the Philippine Commonwealth established under US in 1935. Convinced that the only way to independence was through cooperation with United States, he ran for governor of Tayabas province in 1905. Then Quezon played a major role in obtaining Congress passage in 1916 of the Jones Act, which pledged independence for the Philippines without giving a specific date when it would take effect. The act gave the Philippines a greater autonomy and provided for the creation of the bicameral national effect. Oh my gosh, paulit-ulit yun Okay. The act gave the Philippines greater autonomy and provided for the creation of a bicameral national legislature model after the U.S. Congress. Quezon also fought for passage of the Tidings-McDuffie Act noong 1934, which provided for full independence for the Philippines 10 years after the creation of a constitution and the establishment of a Commonwealth government that would be the forerunner of an independent republic. Quezon was elected president of the newly formulated Commonwealth on September 17, 1935. As president, he reorganized the island's military defense, aided by, of course, General Douglas MacArthur as his special advisor, then tackled huge problems of landless peasants in the countryside who still worked as tenants on large estates. Yung syempre yung mga yaya. Nung di ba, nung Spanish era, yung mga ganon, di ba? And promoted the settlement of development of the large southern island of Mindanao and fought graft and corruption in the government. He was also known as the ama ng wikang pambansa. Of course, because he is one, he believes that without a language, we cannot properly connect. Okay, the fifth is one of the greatest social thinkers, which is Jose P. Laurel. Okay, ang dami na tong accomplishments. I cannot say it, so we're just gonna have a run through to his identity. Okay, Jose P. Laurel was born on March 9, 1891 in the town of Tanawan, Batangas. His parents were Sotero Laurel Sr. and Jacoba C. Garcia. His father had been an official in the revolutionary government of Emilio Aguinaldo and a signatory to the 1898 Malolos Constitution. He was one of the most important associate justices of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, President and Senator of the Philippines. So, sobrang galing niya talaga doong siya, Supreme Justice ng Korte Suprema. Ang dami niya talagang as in philosophy yung political philosophies. Okay, the sixth social thinker is Manuel D, Ph.D. or Dr. Manuel D. Okay. Dr. Manuel D finished his AB Philosophy and MA Philosophy at the Ateneo de Manila University. His PhD Philosophy at the University of Santo Tomas and attended postdoctoral studies at the Catholic University of America. He has taught various philosophy subjects for the past 47 years at the Loyola schools. He is currently a consultant of the Department of Education K-12 Edukasyon sa Pagpakatao, a member of Jade Technical Committee on Philosophy, Philippine Academy of Philosophical Research, a member of Philosophical Association of the Philippines, Philosophic Circle, and Philosophical Association of the Visayas and Mindanao. He served for several years as board advisor for Asia of the Council for Research on Values and Philosophy. He served for several years, at Washington, D.C. He teaches business ethics at the Graduate School of Business. Okay, the last but not the least social thinker for today is F.R. Roque Jamias Ferriols. Father Roque Jamias Ferriols. Ang haba ng ano niya, si Father Roque na lang, okay? Okay, Father Roque is a Jesuit, priest, and Filipino philosopher. He is a professor of philosophy at Ateneo de Manila. He propagated the creative study of philosophy in Filipino language. Kasi nung nagsimula siya magturo ng philosophy sa Filipino language noong 1969 to 1970 sa Ateneo de Manila, may mga ilang admin ng Ateneo de Manila ang may ayaw na ituro ang filosofiya sa ating wikang pamansa. Now, after 40 years, he proved that Filipino language actually should be used in philosophy. Psikolohiyang, psikolohiyang Filipino. Oh my gosh! Okay, so, but because there were administrators of Ateneo that did not agree to do the instruction in Filipino and use the Filipino language in learning, Father Roque was actually given classes at night or given a broken schedule para lang hindi siya makapagturo. So, pero after 40 years, almost half of the classes and courses in Ateneo in the Department of Philosophy is being taught in Filipino. Yay! Actually, Father Roque is also a writer. Some of his books were also published, some of which are the translations from the Greek philosophy to the Filipino language with the title Mga Sinaunang Griego. He became editor of Magpakatao, a collection of readings on philosophy also translated to Filipino. Its primary topic is about humanity. And he also wrote a book with the title Filosofiya ng Relihiyon and Pambungad sa Metapisika. In 1989, he was awarded Gawad Tanglaw ng Lahi by Ateneo de Manila in recognition of his contributions in the field of philosophy and by valuing the Filipino language. So, yun ay ang mga kilalang social thinkers ng Pilipinas. So, astig, di ba? They are all very accomplished and very well-known social thinkers in our country today. So that is for the fast lesson for the day. I hope you enjoyed and you did learn something. Sana. So, thank you and have a good day.